was younger, between 4 and 7 years old, I didn't necessarily experience anything out of the ordinary in my childhood home of Bedford, Indiana, but I always felt like I was being watched. I was afraid of the dark, but it was in that house alone. I'd be completely fine in the dark of other places. The first notable strange occurrence would be hearing what sounded like footsteps on the wooden kitchen floor. I once asked my dad about the strange noises, and he responded saying, "It's just the floor settling." Looking back at it with context, it might have been paranormal, but it also might have been nothing. The first truly strange experience that happened was when I was being babysat at 8 years old. The attic door, which was at the very top of the ceiling, and unreachable to everyone who was there, was open despite nobody being able to reach it. My family considered that it was a possible break-in, but there were no other signs. The next strange thing that happened to me was on the other side of the United States, in Galveston, Texas. Galveston is a great vacation spot with a nice beach, but it is also a place where at least 6,000 people died in a hurricane. As soon as my family got there, my mom started taking photos of the historic area. One of these photos has a possible apparition. It doesn't look like much, so here's an enhanced version. I do think that this is probably an example of pareidolia. Also in Galveston, we went to the haunted Walmart that was built on top of an orphanage where at least 100 kids passed away during the hurricane. My mom and I went to the toy aisle with a goofy spirit box app that she had downloaded. The app started using terms that contextually made sense, like "it's cold" and "lost." Then a toy lightsaber next to us flew off the shelf. There was no way that this could have happened naturally, as all toys are hooked on the shelf. Here's an example. A few months after Galveston, disturbing things began to happen in Bedford. One night, I was watching TV in my parents' bedroom, and in the mirror that was hanging on the door, I saw the shadow of a little boy. It couldn't have been my younger brother, who was sleeping in his room. Others in my family have seen the same shadow figure as well. My mother saw it in the basement. My aunt and uncle also saw it for several seconds while they were in the living room. A few weeks after I saw the apparition, my brother and I went to watch YouTube videos in that same room. The doorknob of the same door started twisting on its own before stopping. I told my brother it was probably our parents messing with us, then it twisted more violently. So I went to open the door to find nobody there. My parents were on the other side of the house, also in the same part of the house. There were 3 times we came home to find the door locked on its own, without explanation. We moved out of that house in 2018, and in the following years, I would have occasional experiences. In 2021, my family went on vacation in Savannah, Georgia. I got this possible photo of an apparition in the Bradley lock and key. I know I sound like I'm reaching, but you can see what looks like a side profile, with a forehead, a nose, and a mouth. In 2021, I visited the infamous Whispers estate, where at least 7 people have died. Not even 10 minutes into the investigation, I filmed this ball move on its own in Rachel's room. I saw this thing levitate upwards and go back to its original position. I wish I had a better flashlight to make it more visible, but at least I filmed it. In 2023, my family went to Waverly Asylum in Louisville, where 60,000 or more people had passed away from tuberculosis. I made sure to be the last person out of each room to increase my chances of an encounter. In the children's ward, I felt an inflatable ball touch me in the back of my foot. My sister, who was also with me, said she saw the ball chase me before it hit me. In 2024, I heard a strange moan in my grandma's house. Ooh! That's the best I could do. This house is on the same street as the Bedford house we used to live in. My grandma also had a similar situation, where the door would be found locked from the inside, so I guess the Bedford story is not over. The most recent possible paranormal experience I've had was at Bond's Chapel. I got a photo of a light that wasn't in the other photos, but I feel like there has to be some kind of logical explanation. Well, that's it. I'll return to ghost hunting soon and hopefully have more stories to tell. Happy Halloween.